Do you struggle with how to discipline your children without breaking their spirit? Or maybe you find yourself losing your temper when they make mistakes. Today, I want to share a charming story about how one mother's incredible wisdom turned a broken oil pot into a life changing lesson for her 8-year-old son. The Miracles and Prophecies of St. John Bosco, a project of America Needs Fatima. I'm your host, Adrian Fonseca. Subscribe for new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Welcome to the Miracles and Prophecies of St. John Bosco. I'm Adrian Fonseca. These videos exist to share timeless wisdom from St. John Bosco that can transform your spiritual life and inspire you to grow closer to Christ and Our Lady. Mamma Margaret had a gift for turning mistakes into teachable moments. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how she did it. Mamma Margaret understood that the most powerful discipline is teaching someone to think through their consequences with love. And here's something exciting. If you love this story about Mamma Margaret, I've got a growing playlist of her most incredible moments that you absolutely need to see and share. I'll tell you how to find it at the end of this video, but first, let me take you back to when John Bosco was just 8 years old. One day, while his mother was away in a neighboring village running some errands, young John had a brilliant idea of grabbing something from a high shelf. And you know how this goes, right? Children see something they want, and logic goes right out the window. Unable to reach what he was after, John pulled over a chair and climbed up. But as he stretched for his prize, he bumped into a vase filled with oil. Crash! The jar hit the floor and shattered, sending oil spreading all over the wooden boards. Oh no! Now what? Can you imagine the panic? John grabbed a broom and started sweeping. But oil doesn't exactly cooperate with brooms, and so it just seeped deeper into the wooden floor, and the smell filled their entire small home. Now, there was absolutely no way to hide what had happened, so his mind began to race. How could he make sure that his mother wouldn't be upset when she came home? Aha! An idea came to him. Little John dashed outside and found a perfectly straight branch from a nearby hedge. Then he carefully peeled away sections of the bark and carved his small, beautiful scenes into the wood. He was creating something special for his mom. When he heard his mother's footsteps, he ran to meet her. "Well, Mother, how are you? Did you enjoy your walk?" "Yes, my dear John. Are you well? Are you cheerful? Have you been good?" Here was his moment. "Oh, Mother, look what I made." He proudly showed her the newly decorated rod. "Ah, my son, you made something useful." "Oh, yes, Mother. I really deserve to be chastised this time." "Okay. What happened?" So John told the story of his climbing adventures and the broken oil pot. Meanwhile, he handed the carved rod to his mother with a sly, playful smile. Margaret looked at her son, looked at the rod, and she started laughing. His childish cleverness had completely won her over. "I'm very sorry to hear about what has happened to you. However, your actions indicate your innocence, and I forgive you. However, always remember my advice. Before you do something, think about its consequences. If you had climbed more slowly, nothing bad would have happened to you. Let this serve as a warning to you, son. One who becomes accustomed to recklessness in youth attracts much sorrow and perhaps even offends God once he becomes a man." Now, could I ask you something? Have you ever seen discipline handled like this? Margaret could have been angry. She could have yelled, could have used the rod in a more traditional way. Instead, she turned the whole situation into a powerful teaching moment. If this resonates with you, if you're thinking about someone in your life who could benefit from this kind of wisdom, would you consider sharing this video with them? Sometimes the best gift that we can give someone is a new way of thinking about old problems. Now, here's what made Mamma Margaret so remarkable. She was a mother overflowing with wisdom, who saw every moment as an opportunity to shape her children's character. Mamma Margaret knew that she had to prepare her boys for a difficult life. She didn't coddle them. When they were young, she took them on long walks, sharing lovely and lively stories from the Bible and the lives of the saints. These journeys became cheerful learning experiences that built Don Bosco's stamina So much that years later, while he was at boarding school, he could walk 6 hours from Turin to home without breaking a sweat. She made his bed at home when he would come home from boarding school with a simple, firm straw mattress, saying, "You should learn to sleep with some discomfort. We adapt to comfort too quickly." During summer vacation, this was his bed. When school resumed, she'd wrap it up and store it away, saying, "You don't know what may become of you in the future. Who knows what fate Providence has in store for you? So it is good that you are accustomed to a little deprivation." Are you finding this helpful? If so, hitting that like button helps others to discover these stories as well. One of Mama Margaret's famous sayings was, "The man who sleeps catches no fish," meaning you should make good use of your time and not waste it on unnecessary rest. John Bosco remembered how their family would sometimes take in homeless people for the night. Their hospitality often kept them up late, caring for others. Sometimes his mother would wake them in the middle of the night to help a sick neighbor. And regardless of how much or how little sleep they had gotten, she would rouse them up the following day before the rising sun, wanting them to be up at the crack of dawn. "You see, my son, our lives are so short that we have a little time to do good. Each hour we waste on unnecessary sleep is time lost for heaven. Every minute we can reclaim from needless rest extends our lives, for sleep is akin to death. In these minutes, how many good deeds can we perform, and how many merits can we gain?" You know what? Mama Margaret's approach to raising her son offers us something that we desperately need today. A way to correct with love instead of anger, to build character through challenges rather than comfort, and to see every mistake as a teaching opportunity. Now, here's what I'd love from you. First, if this story touched your heart or gave you a new perspective, please share it. Maybe text it to a friend who's struggling with parenting, or post it to a group where people could use some encouragement. Stories like this one are meant to be passed along. And second, let me know in the comments, what aspect of Mama Margaret's wisdom resonated with you the most? Was it her response to John's mistake? Her way of preparing him for hardship? Or maybe something else entirely? I read every single comment, even if I don't have time to reply to them all, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you're not subscribed yet, now would be a perfect time to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because we share stories like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Mama Margaret's response to her 8-year-old son's accident gives us an example of effective guidance. Her approach combined mercy with wisdom, correction with understanding, and discipline with love. But here's what strikes me the most. Mama Margaret wasn't raising a child to be successful by worldly standards. No, she was forming a saint. The foundation she laid in young John's heart would one day support the spiritual formation of thousands of young people at the oratory. Her legacy reminds us that sometimes the most powerful influence that we can have comes from simple, consistent wisdom shared with love. And before you go, I promise to tell you about that Mamma Margaret playlist. Click on the link appearing on your screen right now to dive deeper into her incredible story. This growing collection reveals more secrets behind her extraordinary approach to raising a saint. And I guarantee that these stories will both inspire and maybe even transform your perspective on guidance and formation. From how she dealt with a violent stepson to her fearless encounter with a giant, these are treasures that every person should hear. Thank you so much for joining me today. St. John Bosco, pray for us. Mama Margaret, pray for us. May God bless you, and Mary Immaculate keep you under her mantle. God love you.